Hokkaido. The pure cold blowing in from Siberia greeted me. Breaking through the freezing air, one bowl of ramen embraced me. This was the edge of Japan, yet at the same time, a small Europe. When I arrived in Hokkaido, the first thing that greeted me was a pure cold. That felt as if it had blown straight from Siberia. Stepping off the train at Hakodate Station in December, thick snowflakes began to fall, and I felt like I would freeze solid. Instead of heading straight to my accommodation, I instinctively made my way to a small, unassuming, yet charming ramen shop near the station. There, I encountered Hakodate's specialty Shio Ramen. The bowl, holding a clear, bright broth, seemed simple at first glance. But as I stirred the noodles with my chopsticks, a cloud of hot steam rose instantly. Taking a sip of the soup, where the flavors of chicken stock and seafood were delicately interwoven, a warmth spread deep into my chilled body, like a much-awaited, burning embrace. This single bowl of ramen was not just a meal. It was a hot and humble greeting from this unfamiliar city. Carrying the warmth and energy from the Shio Ramen, I headed towards the Motomachi district, where Hakodate's past still breathes. Emerging at the station stop, a classic green streetcar appeared through the swirling snow. Stepping onto this leisurely tram, which runs through Hakodate's history, the rhythmic screech of the wheels on the rails was strangely comforting. Outside the window, the snow-covered streets passed by like a moving painting. And the experience of riding this exotic vehicle reinforced the city's unique Western sensibility. Getting off the tram and walking up the hill, piled high with fresh white snow. The scene before me made me feel as if I were walking through a small European town. Located at the edge of Asia, not Japan, 3 exotic churches stood side by side. The green onion-domed roof of the Russian Orthodox Resurrection Church, soaring above the pure white snow, looked as though the grandeur of the Russian Far East had been transplanted here. The building exuded a quiet dignity, and the clear ringing of the bell from the belfry cut through the silent winter air, drawing me into the romance of Northern Europe. Next to it, the spire of the Catholic Motomachi Church featured a black silhouette of the Virgin Mary against the white snow, reminding me of the elegance of the Romanesque style I knew so well from Paris. The last one I saw, the Anglican St. John's Church, added a humble and disciplined atmosphere with its brown brick and unique cross-shaped roof. This site, the grandeur of Eastern Europe, the grace of Western Europe, and the neatness of Britain all gathered on one hill eloquently testified to how deeply Hakodate embraced Western culture since its opening as a port in the 19th century. After touring the 3 churches, my body had cooled again. On the path down to the harbor, I discovered a small, cozy cafe with an exotic atmosphere. The wooden sign and the yellow light spilling from the window drew me inside. As soon as I entered, the scent of coffee and cinnamon gently stimulated my frozen nose, enveloping me in warmth. I cupped a mug of warm Hokkaido-style special milk tea in both hands. The rich flavor of the black tea and the creamy sweetness of the milk flowed down my throat, spreading throughout my body. Although the snow continued to fall outside, the cafe was a snug haven. This brief, warm respite revived my numb senses, preparing me for the highlight of the day, the night view from Mount Hakodate. While riding the ropeway up Mount Hakodate, I worried about the visibility due to the snow. But the moment I reached the observation deck, I gasped. The snow-dusted night view of Hakodate truly lived up to its fame as one of the world's top 3. In the darkness, like a cloak of black velvet, the city lights shone like a diamond necklace cinched tightly around a slender waist. The narrow stretch of land, sandwiched between the deep blue sea on both sides, was filled with light, looking like the Milky Way scattered across the night sky. Despite the freezing temperatures, the snow-covered city lights felt paradoxically warm and romantic. After descending from Mount Hakodate, I headed towards the harbor. What caught my eye most in the darkness was the Kanamori red brick warehouses. These red brick buildings, stretching along the snow-covered port, were the heart of the trading port era when Hakodate thrived. Built in the late 19th century following the city's opening, these warehouses, with their darkened red bricks bearing the marks of time and the small turrets atop their roofs, still conveyed the historical dignity of the port town. On this winter night, warm lighting illuminated the walls of the warehouses. The contrast of the red brick, white snow, and yellow light was pure romance. The buildings were divided into 4 blocks along small canals, and the lighting reflected red on the water's surface, creating a dreamy atmosphere. I stepped into one of the warehouses to enjoy a Hokkaido-style soup curry. A unique dinner where Hakodate's history coexisted with modern comfort. At 6 a.m. the next morning, I headed to the Hakodate morning market, the core of my culinary exploration. The moment I entered, the huge surge of energy, a stark contrast to the quiet night before, crashed over me like a rough wave. The below-freezing temperatures were briefly forgotten amidst the market's heat. Vendors with flushed faces shouted spiritedly, and the salty, fresh scent of the catch of the day mingled with the steam rising from boiled crab, water from washing seafood pooled underfoot, and the sounds of footsteps. Rolling carts and haggling blended into a single grand symphony. I stopped at the squid fishing corner, a market specialty. As tourists dropped their lines, the transparent squid in the tank darted away. The moment someone caught a squid, it struggled violently, splashing water, and the vendor expertly prepared the sashimi right there. The sight of the squid, alive just moments before, being plated, transparently dramatically showcased the freshness of Hakodate's seafood. I ordered a sanshoku don at a small eatery in the center. The rice was beautifully topped with gleaming salmon roe, clear, sweet spot shrimp, and tender, fluffy crab meat. The salty, rich flavor that burst in my mouth when I bit into the salmon roe was the essence of Hokkaido seafood. I realized that this raw flavor and overwhelming vitality were Hakodate's rugged, yet captivating face, completely different from the romantic night scenery of the previous day. Morning by tram to Hakodate's Little England. After filling up, I took the streetcar again toward the Motomachi hillside. Outside the tram window, the market noise gradually faded, and the historical buildings began to reappear. The streetcar, gliding quietly over the snowy tracks, was the perfect link between the chaotic morning market and a moment of calm tea time. Getting off, I sought quiet relaxation at the former British consulate tea room. This 19th century consulate now operates as a classic tea room. I sat inside and ordered hot black tea, surrounded by the warmth of the teacup and the elegance of the British furniture. I felt once again that Hakodate was not merely an eastern port, but an international city that embraced various Western cultures. For lunch, I chose the local specialty found only in Hakodate, Lucky Pierrot. Inside the flamboyant, humorous, circus-like interior, I ordered the signature Chinese chicken burger. The crispy fried chicken, generously coated in a sweet and savory Chinese-style special sauce, symbolized the delightful East-West fusion culture, born in the port city of Hakodate. In the afternoon, I headed to Goryakaku Park, where the history of the Hokkaido colonization era is preserved. The view from the Goryakaku Tower was truly unique. A huge, snow-covered star-shaped fortress spread across my view. This star fort, built in the bastion style, originating from French military engineering, was something I never expected to see amidst a Japanese winter landscape. Pondering the history of the samurai, who fought here at the end of the Edo shogunate for a new era, I felt the tragedy and transience of history hidden beneath the romantic scenery. In the evening, I enjoyed a quiet, solitary dinner at a modest izakaya near Goryakaku. I ordered warm potato with butter and fresh grilled scallops, accompanied by hot sake, perfect for the cold weather. I carefully poured the otsuken, served in a small flask, into my cup. The warm aroma of the heated rice wine subtly tickled my nose, and the smooth warmth that passed down my throat gently relaxed my entire body. In the simple, friendly atmosphere, I reflected on my 2-day journey in Hakodate. A sense of regret washed over me, knowing I had to leave Hakodate tomorrow. The warmth of the Shio Ramen, the exotic shadows of the churches, the splendor of the night view, the freshness of the seafood. Hakodate was not merely a port city. It was a city where the history of East and West was beautifully painted on a canvas of snow. I walked upon that canvas, and every moment held within the warm cup of sake, remained an unforgettable sensory romance.